Alright, so a new Smash character just came out, and I thought what better way to get myself into the rhythm of YouTube again than to start with this, okay? Now I know all the Warzone fans are gonna be like, why are you not making a Warzone video? Look, I don't care, okay? Warzone video coming soon though, okay? So stay tuned. But for now, we're gonna go into this tutorial, okay? So let's start with Mythra, okay? Now both characters have the exact same movesets, except for the fact that Pyra does more damage, more knockback, and the special moves are different, but I'll get into that afterwards. So let's first talk about jab. Obviously just the normal jab attack, right? Then you've got your tilt attacks, down tilt, forward tilt, up tilt, right? Now down tilt will combo into any attack pretty much, except for her up air and down air, right? So these are her neutral air, right? Forward air, up air, down air, right? Now down tilt will combo into pretty much any attack she has. So down tilt is pretty much your main combo starter, right? But really what I like to do is, if I don't catch them with the down tilt, I'll find a way to launch them anyways. And since Mythra is so much faster than Pyra, you're going to be able to actually get some good juggles off with her, right? And then obviously you can use a forward smash as just a way to slow the pace down, right? So up tilt is also a very good one, because you can either start with up tilt and get 2 hits, or you can do down tilt, up tilt, and get 3 confirmed hits, right? And then basically you're just gonna do what Palutena does and just nair all the way, right? You can also use forward air, right? Because forward air is also pretty decent, but nair hits 3 times, right? And you can actually, if you just hit the first 2 hits of nair and then do a forward smash, you can get a confirmed forward smash right there, right? So that's pretty much all Mythra has in terms of her basic attacks, right? Really, you're just gonna have to read the opponent's moves, how they DI, and then make your decision on how to juggle with your aerial attacks and whatever, right? Let's get into her special attacks, right? She got her down B, which just switches to Pyra, obviously. Her neutral B charges up her sword and then does a couple attacks like that. So that's a charge attack. Obviously you can charge it up however much you want, but it doesn't actually do a lot of damage if you don't hit a fully charged one, right? And it doesn't do a lot of knockback unless you hit that fully charged hit, right? You can obviously get some combos off, because when she raises her sword in the air, it actually does hit them, right? And sort of brings them in front of you, right? So that's pretty good, right? Now it also hits from behind, so if you're charging it up and they roll behind you, you can either switch directions, or you can actually just you can switch directions like that, or you can just sort of let it happen and then you'll catch them from behind anyways, right? So that's neutral B. Side B, in my opinion, is her best special, because it's a way to close the distance pretty well, right? Because as you can see, it's kinda unpredictable, right? Like, it's pretty hard to guess where she's going, right? It's a very sporadic attack, so when you're facing it, you don't really know what's going on, right? Unless you shield through the full thing or you throw out some projectile, you're gonna get hit with it no matter what, right? And main thing to note is that if you do it just slightly on stage and you do it towards off the stage, you'll stay on. But if you're on the edge, and then you do it off stage, you're gonna go into free fall, and that's not good. So you don't want to be doing this off stage. But if you have someone at the edge, right, and you want to hit them with it, just be very, very close. And actually you can hit off the stage with it too. I was on the edge there, but if you stand close to the edge but not fully off the edge, you'll be able to hit people while you're still on the stage and they're off the stage. Obviously don't do what I just did there, because you're going to die. So really what I like to do is I like to start off with Mythra, get some combos in, control the pace of the game, you know, and then when I'm ready to kill, I switch to Pyra. Now Pyra has got some pretty decent moves as well, okay? All of her basic attacks are the same as Mythra's, except I believe they have a little bit more reach, right? They're also slower and they have more lag at the end, but you know what, we can ignore that, right? Because they do so much damage, right? Down tilt there does 7%. I think I heard down tilt might, no, not even close. Really with Mythra, or with Pyra, you're going to be doing mostly heavy hitting. Same jab attack as Mythra, right? Same tilt attacks as Mythra, except longer reach and, you know, a little bit more damage, right? But the reason that you're not going to be able to combo a lot with Pyra is that she has too much knockback with pretty much every one of her attacks, right? Like as you can see, that down tilt just hit her way too far in the air for me to be even able to do anything with it, right? The only thing I can really do, down tilt into up air, down tilt down air, right? Her down air does spike if you hit them at a higher percentage with the downwards part of the swing, right? So that's pretty good. If you do down tilt to the up air, it's not a true combo, right? Because you actually have to wait for them to fall back down for it to get the second hit. Whereas Mythra, it would have been confirmed because she doesn't have as much knockback, alright? So that's pretty much it. You can get some good aerial attacks in with Pyra, to be honest. That's the best way for me personally to get some good damage in with Pyra, because her aerial attacks do a lot of damage, right? And they're still pretty decent aerial attacks, right? Like, they're not horrible, right, compared to Mythra's, because it's the same, just again slower, not able to combo as much. But let's get into the special. So that's your side B, right? Very good edge guarding tool, right? Because really you can just throw it out there and then they can't do anything. As you can see, it's a little bit annoying for the other person, right? And you're basically able to edge guard without having to risk your own positioning, right? So you can stay up here. The only thing with your side B is that when you throw it out, you cannot attack. You can do nothing except shield and dodge and move, right? So realistically, people are going to be able to predict this if you're doing it on stage. While they're on stage, they're going to jump over it and then they're probably going to come to grab you. So best choice is probably to throw it out there and then just run, right? Get some good spacing in there, and then if you want, close the distance back with Mythra. Her neutral B, similar to Mythra's, charges an attack and then launches them, does some pretty good damage, right? So again, it's a charge attack, not going to hit as much. However, I have seen people using it as a ledge guarding tool where they jump off. Obviously, depending on how the other person's recovery works, you'll hit that or not. But basically, you just go off the stage, use it, and then you're still able to recover, right? So it's actually a pretty decent edge guarding tool, but other than that, you know, it's a charge attack. People are probably going to run away from it, wait for you to finish, and then since it has so much lag, right, they're probably going to be able to get an easy punish. Uppi is my main killer because usually, let's say I get them to around 80% off of some aerial attacks from Pyra, right? Because the aerial attacks, again, do a lot of damage. Uppi is going to do quite a bit of knockback right now, right? And the great thing about her Uppi is that you don't actually have to hit them with the upswing. As long as you hit them with the downswing, that's the part that actually does a knockback. And you can actually move forward and backwards while you're in the sky with it, right? So if I were to hit her off stage, I could actually, well, not do that, obviously. You can actually hit them while you're on stage, or while you're off stage, and then come back, sort of like that, right? So you go off stage a little bit and then make a comeback, and since you don't actually have to hit them with the pointy part of your sword, like if you look at the blast, you see like she stabs it with her sword, you don't actually have to hit them with your sword. As long as anywhere in that blast hits, that entire blast hits, you're gonna be getting good knockback, right? So it has a huge blast radius. It's actually pretty good for edge guarding as well, because, well, she's not going to come back from that. You can sort of hit slightly off the edge. If you're on the edge, don't move. You can hit so like pretty far off the edge with that, right? Obviously, you can also use this as your edge guarding tool, but you know, to each his own. Every situation is different, right? But to me, Uppi is the greatest killer, because usually what happens is someone knocks me in the air and I'll just Uppi back down on them, right? Because some people don't expect it. Obviously, I guess once people really start playing against Pyras and Mythras, they're gonna learn to expect it, right? But still, you're gonna be able to catch people off guard with that one move, right? Now, the one move I haven't talked about is switching between the two, right? Down B. When you use that, you're actually invincible for a short period of time while that sort of sparkle effect is going on. So if someone was attacking, right, you're able to actually use it sort of as a spot dodge, right? Consistently, right? And then usually what I like to do is it actually lets you go through people. As you can see, I was always ending up on the opposite side of wherever she was doing it, because her forward smash has a bit of lunge, and so she moves forward, right? So when you're doing it, you can actually phase through people. So if I'm Mythra, it's not really good to do it with Pyra because she's slower, so you don't get as much speed when you're going into the attack. But if I were to wait for her to charge up a smash attack and then run at her, down B. Alright, that was poorly executed. Just hold up. Down B, and then you see I end up behind her, right? And then that's a free smash attack with Pyra, right? Pyra smash attacks are very, very powerful, right? Obviously, that's the whole point of her entire character. And they have a lot of reach, which is actually pretty good. So, in my opinion, Mythra is the better person to start off with. Pyra is going to then finish, right? As your heavy hitter. But obviously, you don't have to only use Mythra at the start and then always switch to Pyra once you get past like 60%, right? It all depends on what situation you're in, right? Because sometimes you might want to start with Pyra, right? If the person's being a little hesitant to come towards you, right, then maybe you might want to switch to Pyra, so that way every time they do attack, right, you'll get some good damage in, right? Whereas Mythra is going to be more of an aggressive playstyle because you're going to have to actually push the people to get your combos in. One thing to also note is that whenever you're recovering, let's say she knocks me off stage as Pyra, best thing to do, switch to Mythra every single time because her recovery is a little bit better, right? If you notice, when she does her recovery, she goes into free fall afterwards, whereas Pyra goes straight down. So if I got knocked off stage with Pyra and I missed, I'm dead, right? Whereas if I went off stage with Mythra and I missed, right, I can actually use my free fall to get back onto stage or grab onto the ledge, right? So her recovery is always better. Mythra also has the added option of side B as a recovery tool. Obviously, if you're below the ledge, it's not going to work, right? But let's say I get knocked off, right? And then I want to recover horizontally. You can always do that. And chances are, if they're edge guarding you, they will also get hit. Obviously, if they shield while you're doing it, you're going to either end up on the ledge, right? Or on top of the ledge, rather. And then that's an easy punish for them because this move has a bit of end lag. But if you get it at the right angle, you're actually just going to grab onto the ledge, which is perfect because you're still going to get the damage in and also move forward, right? So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about these two, you know. They're pretty good, to be honest. I think I'm going to start using them quite a bit because I like the fact that they have that versatility where you can be both someone who has this ability to do these combos and be fast and speedy, right? While also having the person who's going to be doing the heavy hitting, right? Because sometimes you're in the middle of the match and you need to switch, right? Like say you are playing Pyra or Mythra and then you get faced up against a heavy, right? Obviously you're going to start off by doing your combos and juggles with Mythra because you can always get your combos in with heavy characters, obviously, right? Because they're just going to fall back into your trap, right? And they're not going to go that far. But then you get to the point where it's like, okay, I'm already at 120%, but they're not dying, right? And then that's when you're able to switch to Pyra and get some smash attacks in, right? That's pretty much all I have to say. Some things I didn't talk about, obviously, like grabs and stuff, because their grabs aren't very effective, all in all. Obviously, make sure you don't use Pyra's up B off stage or Mythra's side B off stage, because that's just, you're dead. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Smash Bros content in the future. Probably gonna make another video of getting these two into Elite Smash, because it's really the end goal with anything in life, isn't it? Getting into Elite Smash. So yeah, Warzone video coming soon, but other than that, thank you for watching.